Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I sat through a 2.5-hour hearing on Monday regarding this bill. First, I want to say I can't understand why we're actually having a special session. This bill doesn't do anything urgent. There's nothing here that is urgent. This is just, quite frankly, in my opinion, the ability for the governor to lead the legislature around by the nose. In the legislation itself, if you go to section 25.4.4, it talks about giving the CEC the ability to regulate. That's what this is about. This is going to allow the CEC in the future to be able to regulate and also be able to fine from $100,000 a day to $1 million a day. I don't know how that's going to drive down the cost of oil and gas in California. On top of this piece of legislation, we're going to have other legislation that's already enacted that doesn't allow us to bring ships into port, which is going to constrain the supply of gas and oil in California. And the point about COVID, yeah, nobody was moving around California during COVID. There was definitely, they were overfilled because we weren't using fuel. Nobody was moving goods and services. The other thing I want to point out, which I've been pointing out all year, is the CEC is funded by electricity ratepayers. This is a bill that is going to do stuff in the gasoline and fuel side of it. So electricity ratepayers are going to pay for all this work to be done through the CEC. This bill gives the CEC a lot of power, just like the California Air Resources Board, which is going to meet next month and look at the low carbon fuel standards, and in their estimates may raise gasoline prices by 47 cents a gallon next year. Members, I just want to say we're talking about price gouging in the first special session we had earlier this year, and the governor now is going to get involved in telling us when we're going to shut down the refineries and do maintenance. The trades were not on board. They spoke in opposition of this bill. I want to talk about who's getting gouged the most. Who's the windfall profits from oil and gas in California? This is from the CEC website. You can all go take a look at it. They said during the committee 38 million gallons of gasoline are used every day in California, almost a gallon per person. There's approximately $1.42 a gallon that is taxed, whether it's local, state, or federal tax. So who's making the money? Who's gouging Californians for every gallon of gas? It's the government. $1.42 for every single gallon of gas goes to taxes, whether it's state, local, or federal. So when you want to talk about gouging, why don't we drop that tax? That'll help eliminate some of the cost for Californians. It's $54 million every single day that the taxpayers get from the gallons of gas just in California. That does not include the diesel that's burned in California, which is over 1 billion gallons a year as well. So members, I just want to say I'm in opposition to the bill. Obviously, I don't think we needed to have this special session. I think it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars. And I've stated earlier that I think the governor is just leading the legislature around by the nose. There's no reason for a special session. There's no reason to get involved in this part. If you want to actually help Californians, drop the gas price, take the taxes off for Christ's sakes. I urge a no vote.